showrunner and the EP of Paper Girls.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Congratulations on the show. I've
Oh,
watched
thank
a
you
couple
so
episodes.
much.
It was so much fun.
Oh,
Very much
thank
enjoyed
you.
it. Yeah. So, what's the challenges of adapting it from Brian Vaughan's material into the screen? What was the challenges?
Just that I'm a huge fan of the comic books, and we didn't want to mess it up, but we thought there was an opportunity to tell more of the story than they could fit on the page in 30 episodes with the 8 hours of TV we have. So I think we just wanted to stay true to the spirit of the original, but sit down deeper in those moments.
Okay, with Stranger Things and now Paper Girls, what's so fascinating about the 80s? Why do you want 80s to come back so bad?
Well, I have to point out that Paper Girls came before Stranger Things.
Of course.
But, I think for a lot of the creators, that's when we were young. That's when things were really touching us in art and music. So for Brian, Cliff, and myself, that's certainly true. We're all children of the 80s. And I don't know. I think it's a real contrast to the time we live in now. Maybe we just love to go back.
Hello, Brian Vaughan. How are you?
Good. Oh my God, you're a legend.
Whoa, that's nice of you. Thanks.
So, Brian, what's it like to have your material be adapted to the screen, and how do you like the results so far?
I mean, the results are spectacular, so it's a complete honor. The cast is pitch perfect. The show is amazing. It takes everything that we love from the comic. It just adds to it. And yeah, I love it. It's a real honor.
Now, I want to ask, because when I was younger, I never got to actually work the paper delivery. Did you? Did you have
No
that
way, I
experience?
was way too lazy. But I was amazed by all these other 12-year-old kids in my neighborhood who were allowed to wake up at 4 in the morning and by themselves ride around to deliver bad news to grown-ups. It was insane. So, no, I always wanted to do a story about them because they so impressed me.
Now, I gotta ask, has it always been the intention to have it be episodic series instead of a movie?
Yeah, I wasn't sure it could be either because it felt like there's no way that TV will be able to do the big budget spectacle that Cliff Chiang is able to put into the comic book, and yet somehow they found a way. So yeah, television has sort of finally started to catch up to what comics can do. So it's really cool.
Cliff, you are the EP of Paper Girls. Congratulations on the premiere.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's really exciting.
I've watched a couple of episodes. I very much enjoyed them.
Oh, thank you so much. It means a lot.
So I want to ask this whole 80s nostalgia. What are some of your memories of that era that you love? Looking back, movies, merchandise. What do you love about the 80s?
There's so much pop culture from the 80s that, we grew up with and are so classic now. Stuff like Alien and Aliens, with Ripley, the Terminator movies with Sarah Connor. Those are, really fundamental for, anybody who loves science fiction and comic books. And, so that's some of the stuff that I love the most. The music, New Order, The Cure, Nine Inch Nails is 1988. So there's such a roadmap there for all the cool things that also come afterwards.
Now, I haven't read the original material or the book, I apologize, but I love the show. Was it also a diverse cast of characters on the pages?
Yes, and that was the most interesting thing about the book for me from the beginning. It was that, we got to tell the stories of different people that we don't usually see in media, and seeing yourself on the pages or on screen really makes a difference. And I'm hoping that, the show and the comic will, just inspire a whole generation of creators and actors and people, who to just tell different kinds of stories about different kinds of people.
Last question before we go. Fun question. Did you work as a paper deliverer when you were a kid?
I did not have a job. I was awful and lazy, and to make things worse, I can't ride a bike. So the whole thing was out for me.
What did you do then? In the summer?
I went home and did my homework in the summers. I read comic books.
Congratulations on the Paper Girls. I already watched a couple of episodes. Very much enjoyed
Thank
them.
you so much.
Yeah. So, what's it about KJ that resonates with you, your character? Are you a lot like KJ? Do you share some things in common with KJ?
I like to think I'm like KJ. I like to consider KJ the best version of myself in a way. She's incredibly compassionate and has a grounded moral compass, and I strive to have the same.
Nice. How was it? Did you guys wake up like early in the morning, or did you guys shoot it like at night? Like it's the paper delivery scenes?
Right. Well, we had all the scenes that are supposed to be in the early hours of the morning were actually filmed very late at night.
Okay.
So luckily we didn't have any mornings where we had to wake up at like 3 a.m. We started more at 3 p.m. and then went late into the night.
Now, how was it the bonding with your fellow co-stars? What was it like, the process of bonding before the shooting? Were you guys like sisters, siblings, like that kind of tight-knit kind of?
Absolutely, yeah. When we first met, it was just sort of magic. We instantly had this chemistry and were able to bounce off each other so well. And then, as filming went on, we kind of developed this familial relationship with each other, and that kind of spread to our crew as well. And so the whole working environment just felt very warm and fuzzy, and we all had each other's backs.
I love the show. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So much. Cameron, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
Congratulations on Paper Girls. I already watched a couple of episodes. Very much enjoyed them. So I want to ask you about because your character Tiffany, she strikes me as she's not afraid of a fight. Are you that kind of person as well? Are you like Tiffany?
I mean, I'm not one to back down.
Yeah.
I don't fist fight, but I am a verbal fighter like Tiff.
Nice. So what's it like playing this character that rides bicycle and throws paper? I don't have a throwing hand. Was it challenging to you guys to do that?
Okay, it was actually pretty easy because as soon as I booked the role, I hopped on my bike, I got the newspaper that was on my front lawn, and I would roll it up, and then I would throw it, and then my mom would throw it back, and then we'd just go down the street like that. And it was really fun to try and do that. And then in the show, it was awesome to be able to do it.
Yeah, I love time travel stories. What do you think about Paper Girls time travel stories that's really unique compared to other time travel stories?
I think it's very unique because it's centered around our 4 female protagonists, and I feel like you don't see as much female time travel, and especially not young female time travel. You see a lot of male or older male time travel, and I really think that Paper Girls just brings a new twist to the sci-fi time travel because one, they're from 1988, they're retro, and they don't know everything, and I feel like the unknowingness of what's to come really brings a new spin.
Sofia, congratulations on Paper Girls.
Thank you.
I've watched a couple of episodes. I very much enjoyed them.
I appreciate you saying that.
Now your character, remember again her name?
Mac.
That's right. She is a bit rough around the edges, isn't she? Tell me about her. How do you tap into the mindset of Mac?
Ooh. Well, Mac, she's this guarded, jagged little street tough, and she has a heart of gold though, and she's a far more complex creature than she lets on. To get into the Mac mindset, I would do some preparation. I was raised in the Meisner technique, so just living truthfully under imaginary circumstances. So just doing my preparation, just letting what people are saying affect me in the moment, that kind of thing. Just let it all soak in. And the comics were a great blueprint.
Nice. When we have friends like Mac, what do we do to help Mac to get her guard down?
I would say don't try to force it, because I think that she would get a sense of what you're trying to do and close up even more. So I would say just don't force it, and I think that would be my advice. Just don't try to push anything. If it's gonna happen naturally, it's gonna happen naturally.
Good advice. Fun question. What's it like bicycling and throwing paper like that? Does it hurt your arm when you do like that? Because I don't have a throwing hand.
After a while, yeah. But you get one arm super strong, the other arm really skinny. So you gotta try with both. Be ambidextrous.
I got you. I love time travel stories too.
Same.
What is about the time travel story in the Paper Girls that's unique compared to other time travel stories that we've had?
Well, I'm gonna say that the time travel is more of this candy, amazing, mind-bending backdrop to the story. So it's not exactly, the show isn't only about that. There are so many different layers to the story, and I would say that would be one of the main things. And also seeing kids, really young kids time traveling. That's another thing I think that makes this show unique.
I love the show. Congratulations. Nate, congratulations on Paper Girls.
Thank you, man. I'm very excited. This is, we don't have a red carpet. We have a purple carpet tonight, which is awesome.
Purple Rain, right?
Yes, exactly. In honor of Prince. Yeah, you spend so long working on a show in the middle of nowhere, then all of a sudden you're on a carpet somewhere at a premiere. So it's really exciting.
Now, I've only watched a couple of episodes. Didn't get deep into Larry.
Yeah.
For my fans at home, what's Larry about?
Larry's a conflicted character. He's a good guy and he's a bad guy. He's trying to help the girls, but he's willing to sabotage the girls to help himself. So he's sort of playing both sides. But at the end, he's as you will see when you get to episode 8, he's a bit redeemed at the end. But he's a conflicted guy.
Now, what is it about the 80s that's so fascinating? Everybody wants the 80s to come back.
It's weird, but in the 80s, everyone wanted the 60s to come back.
Yeah, right?
And in the 60s, people reminisced about post-war America. We're always looking back. It's too scary to look forward. You know, like no one wants to look forward because then you're confronting like the end.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to look back and reminisce and like look at everything through rose-colored glasses. But as a child of the '80s, I get it.
What are the '80s stuff that you love?
I was born in '77, so you know.
Back to the Future?
Back to the Future, of course. I'm trying to think of like peak '80s TV, like early '80s, like Cheers, and like I'm from Boston, so like I was obsessed with Cheers. '80s comedies too, which don't age well, but like 16 Candles, and like any John Hughes movie, basically Say Anything. I was obsessed with Say Anything as a kid. I was like, wow, that's what high school is like. But the DeLorean, man. I mean, it begins and ends with the DeLorean. You know what I'm saying? And Indiana Jones. There's some I could go on and on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big fan of Boston accent, by the way.
Oh, dude, thanks, man.
Congratulations,
Thanks.
sir.
I gotta get a couple beers. You know what I'm saying?
Take out the garbage.
Yeah, take out the garbage.